Ever experienced that spine-tingling moment when an anime character walks on screen and instantly reshapes the entire battlefield with raw charisma? That's what this compilation captures. The most insane, most brutal, most legendarily disrespectful character moments that sent shockwaves through the anime community. From godly power entrances to one-shot devastations, these are the scenes where characters didn't just win, they humiliated their opponents and farmed aura like their reputation depended on it.
Huh?
Sword Art Online, or the fantasy wizard anime where magic schools exist, presents one of anime's most audacious underdog takedowns. Enter Will Surfert, the protagonist with zero magical aptitude who crashed an elite wizard academy with nothing but a sword, raw determination, and the unwavering conviction that effort beats talent. Then there's Julius Reinberg, the insufferable prodigy, class elite, mana-drenched, dripping with arrogance, and convinced his magical supremacy makes him untouchable. Naturally, these opposites collide, and Julius decides to flex by challenging Will to combat. What follows is absolute annihilation.
魔導大祭に出ろ無能者。慣習の前でお前を徹底的に恥ずかしめてやる。
Will doesn't hesitate. He steps into the arena and proceeds to solo this magical prodigy with nothing but steel, footwork, and an energy that screams, I lift weights while you study magic. No incantations, no spellcasting, just pure unfiltered physical dominance. The strongest mage in the academy gets completely dismantled by the weakest student, and nobody saw it coming. By the end, Julius is left utterly broken, his pride shattered, his reputation demolished, all without Will casting a single spell. Cold, calculated, disrespectful. Hunter x Hunter blessed us with one of anime's most iconic dominance displays. Gon, our beloved shonen protagonist, spends weeks training specifically to survive encounters with aura-wielding assassins. He's pumped, he's ready. He's stepping into this martial arts tournament with absolute conviction. Then, fate intervenes. His opponent is Hisoka, the walking red flag with predatory thirst energy that makes the entire fandom uncomfortable. From the opening seconds, Hisoka completely owns him. While Gon throws everything he's got, desperation, technique, raw willpower, Hisoka effortlessly parries, dodges, occasionally punches back like he's swatting an annoying insect. It's not a fight, it's an exhibition. Then Gon lands a punch. For a split second, you think his training finally paid off. Then Hisoka smiles, pulls out the ultimate Uno reverse card, and returns the punch mid-exchange with 10 times the destructive force. That's not just winning, that's psychological warfare. Hisoka doesn't just defeat Gon, he toys with him, completely violates him throughout the entire tournament, and leaves him broken while looking like he barely warmed up. Maximum disrespect, maximum aura.
あ、ごめん。僕から見て右の方だった。
Jujutsu Kaisen Episode 2 remains one of anime's most culturally impactful moments. The series had just finished its premise and introduced Sukuna, the King of Curses, hyped as the ultimate earth-destroying menace, practically the final boss of the entire narrative. His introduction was insane. He effortlessly obliterated the cursed spirit that was absolutely bodying Megumi. For one beautiful moment, it seemed like the strongest character in the series had arrived.
最悪だ。最悪の万が一が出た。
Then, Gojo Satoru walked in wearing a blindfold. What happened next broke the internet. Not only did this man completely dominate the undefeatable King of Curses, He did it while being goofy, playful, and not even trying. Nobody expected this caliber of aura farming in episode 2. Gojo didn't just win, he toyed with the final boss like he was training with a practice dummy. The way he casually overwhelmed the most hyped villain with zero effort established him as anime royalty instantly. A single introduction that redefined power scaling in anime.
剣を持つ手に力が入らないわ。
どうなってるギル？なんで力が出ねえ？
俺の前で憎悪を抱く者は何人も傷つける術を失う。俺はエスタロッサ、慈愛の海言を与えられし。
Seven Deadly Sins introduces us to Escanor, the Giga Chad of all anime. Every appearance is pure dominance, pure charisma, pure attitude. His clash against Estarossa, the Demon Prince, is the moment we remembered. Nobody messes with this towering colossus of strength. Estarossa shows up confident, acting high and mighty, genuinely convinced he's that guy. He's not prepared for what comes next. Escanor casually walks toward the Demon Prince, completely ignoring his paralysis powers, looks down at him, and delivers one of the most biblically devastating roastings in anime history. Nothing Estarossa throws works. Every attack bounces off.
惜しい。おやおや、金貨でも落ちていましたか？
エスタロッサが膝をついただと。ガードの上から一撃をもらっただけで。
Meanwhile, our man Escanor counters by summoning a literal sun into existence, incinerating the Demon Prince with the power of pure divine intervention. Not just a victory, a theological annihilation.
おいだね。それがどうしました？フルカウンター。俺の闇がお前の体力を飲み込んだ。つまり魔力に関しては俺に分があるよな。そしてフルカウンターは物理的攻撃を全て跳ね返す。我の攻撃が通用しない。我が決めた。我の太陽を飲み込んだ。誰が決めた？震えるソン。決めるのは我だ。死ね。エスカノー！
どうやら俺の喧嘩相手が見つかったようだな。
Fire Force delivers one of anime's most understated power displays. Benimaru encounters an infernal demon, an entity so overpowered it would have bodied any normal squad. But our man shows up calm, collected, and visibly annoyed rather than worried. What follows is pure dominance. Benimaru casually combines his second and third generation powers like it's second nature, and solos his fiery enemy with zero counterattack potential.
死の型。
The wildest part, he does this with zero expression on his face. Like defeating an overpowered demon is just another Tuesday. Maximum cool, minimum effort, infinite aura.
なーにごちゃごちゃ言ってんだ？主人公にでもなったつもりか？最高に惨めなやつだぜこいつはよ。いい加減にしろよお前ら。上等だよ。今度は僕が10回勝負受けてやる。かかってこいゴミ野郎。
Mashle, Magic and Muscles delivers comedy gold wrapped in pure flex. Our MC confronts an ultra-narcissistic top-ranking student. The arrogant type convinced his spells make him untouchable. This a-hole comes in loud, cocky, bullying our protagonist's best friend, thinking dominance is guaranteed. He's wrong. Our MC decides to put some muscle into it and casually breaks through the enemy's magical attacks like they're smoke, landing a punch so fast the guy can't even register the movement. When the villain goes desperate with an all-out attack, our MC one-shots him straight through the entire barrage. No magic, no technique, just raw, disrespectful physical superiority. Comedy meets carnage.
なんだよこいつは。座った。なんでだ。
今ので2回。10回耐えるんでしょ。格の違い見てみたいな。
Seven Deadly Sins strikes again with one of anime's dumbest, most effortlessly disrespectful flexes. The world is literally on fire. Demon armies are running rampant, and right in the middle of apocalyptic chaos, Meliodas and Ban decide it's the perfect moment for a bro fight, completely ignoring the actual threats around them.
なんだバン、お前って案外お子様なのな。
ああ、お子様はどっちだっつうな。
あれ、お前手どうした？
話をすり替えんな。ケツを触って喜んでる団長とは違うんだよ。
バカを言え。おっぱいだって触りまくる。
団長、頭に何つけてんだよ。
The poor demon soldiers one-shotted, accidentally. Collateral damage from stray punches. These two accidentally massacre entire armies while bickering like they're in a comedy sketch, then get shocked by their own devastation. Maximum chaos, zero intention, infinite casualty count. The coldest anime flex in history.
嘘だろおい。まさかこれで終わりなのかよ。
タイズー君、コールをよろしく。
はい、勝者メリオダス&バンペア。さあ、ここからだ。ガランの。
Hell's Paradise delivers a power flex wrapped in psychological warfare. Gabimaru, the legendary swordsman with an undefeated record, gets challenged by another prisoner on Paradise Island. It's a sneak attack that sends our MC flying. The challenger declares he's testing his strength. This opponent is built, tank-sized physique, dozens of weapons, making Gabimaru look like a toddler. For a moment, it's convincing. Then Gabimaru gets back up practically unharmed. Better yet, with his hands completely shackled, he accepts the duel anyway, and promises not to remove his restraints. He voluntarily handicaps himself against a mountain of a man, and still casually beats the hell out of him, demonstrating the vast chasm between their power levels. The arrogant challenger refuses to accept defeat, leading him to become a human pincushion.
やっぱりやりづらいよ、手縄だと。
一撃。
Gabimaru uses the opponent's own weapons to skewer him, a complete and utter disrespect of his enemy's existence. Ultimate psychological dominance, winning while literally fighting with your hands tied.
はあ、無駄な時間を過ごした。ちゃんと手縄はしてあるぞ。
はい。
しまった。ここまでか。
Sakamoto Days is what happens when you take the world's deadliest hitman, give him a dad bod, stick him in a convenience store, and crank the flex meter to overkill. Enter Taro Sakamoto, the most dangerous assassin alive, now stacking shelves and selling instant noodles. Just because he's soft around the edges doesn't mean his combat instincts dulled. In episode 1 alone, when his coworker Shin gets targeted by a mafia gang, Sakamoto walks straight into their hideout. What follows is a masterclass in casual devastation. He catches bullets with chopsticks, turns turns pencils into lethal projectiles. One punches grown men into next week. And the best part? After absolutely dismantling dozens of armed thugs and obliterating an entire mafia faction, he casually switches back to dad mode and returns to his mundane life like he didn't just reshape the criminal underworld. Peak aura farming, maximum power, zero regard.
すげえ。これが伝説の殺し屋坂本太郎。ここまでか。まさか。
Solo leveling features a god-tier aura farmer deserving his own entire video. But if there's one moment where Sung Jinwoo outdid himself, it's his entrance during the Jeju Island final battle. Before his arrival, the Ant King was absolutely dominating Korea's strongest hunters, slicing through them like butter, leaving them outmatched, barely clinging to life, the situation looking hopeless. Then Jinwoo walks in, calm, quiet, completely ready to reshape reality. He doesn't waste time testing the waters. He immediately begins destroying the Ant King, dodging everything, landing clean, brutal hits like he's not even trying. This isn't a battle, it's a statement. The protagonist finally reveals his true power level, and the internet goes absolutely insane. Peak entrance, peak dominance, peak aura. If you loved watching protagonists and powerhouses demolish their opponents with overwhelming force and impossible odds, check out anime's most iconic revenge kills and berserker moments that go absolutely hard. The aura farming never stops. Thank you for experiencing anime's most legendary flexes. See you in the next one.